Today we're going to talk about how to use the 3D warehouse and how to move around the objects that you actually download. So the 3D warehouse is really nice because it lets you import things that you wouldn't normally be able to make or that we don't have enough time to make. And it can be the difference between your building looking lifelike and not. So far in my model I have this light downloaded, the items in my garden are all downloaded, and I'm going to download some other stuff. So to go to the 3D warehouse, you're going to click on these 3 stacked boxes over on the right hand side. And I'm just going to search for what I want. If it doesn't automatically bring you to that screen, it might look like this. Click on the open box, and let's look for a car. Sometimes there's things in here that just don't look realistic, and sometimes there's things that look pretty cool. So go through, find things that you like, and see what's going to work best for you. If it comes up with this and it says you've selected a pretty big model, downloading this component might slow down SketchUp, cancel it. It's going to make your computer lag out a lot. It just means it has all these extra details that you don't actually need. So once I click on it to download it, it's going to float around. The move tool is already selected for it, and you have to just kind of play around with getting it in the right spot. So if you end up with this little blue dot and it pops up with the box saying on face, it means that your model is for the most part sitting where it should be. So I'm going to click to finish just to place it. I'm going to orbit to make sure it's actually there and not floating. Often you're going to see it looking like this. And when you placed it, it looked like it was where it wanted to be, right? That looks normal. But you always have to double check. So I'm going to use the move tool, and I'm going to click to place it. Sometimes you'll see it lock on the blue axis, and if I want it to go up and down, I'll hold down Shift on my keyboard, and now it's only letting me go up and down. And I'll click to finish. And let's say I wanted it to look like the car drove in instead of backing up into it. I'm going to use the move tool, and when you hover over your object, you see those red dots appear. And when you hover over those, you get the protractor. They allow you to, if you click on them, they allow you to spin it around. If I want to spin it as if I'm just physically turning it around, I'm going to use the move tool, and I'm going to look at the top of it, so a bird's eye view, and click on those red dots. The closer I am to this protractor, the smaller those movements are. It'll lock on the red, green, and blue arrows or lines depending on what you want. And then I'll use the move tool again. And sometimes it does this where it goes into the ground. So you just have to keep orbiting, moving it, orbiting, moving, panning, just playing around trying to get it to go where you want it to go. Sometimes it gets so crazy you just have to end up deleting it, starting over, re-downloading it, and trying it again. Let's say this car isn't the right size for what I want. So if I hit S on my keyboard for scale, it lets me change the size of it. The same thing works when you're doing text. If I click from a corner, it allows me to move it so everything moves the same. If I click from a side, sometimes it collapses it. It'll stretch it not so evenly. So generally you want to use one of those corners to make it scale uniform.